Hey, what's going on, guys? I got another video here for you from Mr. Adkins Auto. This video is going to be on using the tire machine to take the tire on and off the rim. First thing we're going to do is use our wheel weight pliers to take the wheel weight off the rim. If you forget to take the wheel weights off, the machine can drag the weight around, scratching up your rim. Alright, now that both of our wheel weights are off, you may have one on one side, the other side, or both sides. Now we've got the most important step. We need to take off the valve stem, or take out the valve stem. If you don't take the air out of the tire by releasing the valve stem there, the tire is going to rupture when you go to break the bead loose with the shovel. So make sure you take the valve stem out to let all the air out of the tire. Here we go. Alright, the next step is going to be to separate the tire from the rim. Remember, there's an airtight seal between the tire and the rim, so we're going to use the shovel over here to break that seal. The way you operate the shovel is with this pedal on the right. I also have a sticker on mine that says "Stop, did you let the air out?" It's one more reminder to make sure you took that valve stem out and you don't get hurt when you go to break the bead. Now, this tire does not have a TPMS sensor, but we're going to pretend it does. What you want to do is position the valve stem at the 12 o'clock position and 6 o'clock position. That way the shovel doesn't risk hitting that TPMS sensor. Here's what I'm talking about. This is what the sensor could look like if you had one. It would be right there. So we're going to break the bead over here so we don't risk hitting it. So the valve stem's at the 12 o'clock position up here. We're going to line the shovel up on the edge of the rim, but not touching the rim. Place your knuckles on the top of the tire so that the shovel doesn't hit them. And rotate 180 degrees. Now the pedal that controls this is like the gas pedal on a car. You push it a little, it goes a little. You push it a lot, it goes a lot. We're going to take the tire and flip it around and do the same thing. Valve stem at the bottom. Shovel at the edge of the rim but not touching it. And now the valve stem is at the 12 o'clock position again up here. Alright, now that we've broken our bead, we're going to take the tire and put it up on the turntable and lock it into place. To lock it into place, we're going to press the middle pedal with the 4 arrows. Now this is a steel wheel. We're going to clamp it from the inside. Just be aware that if you're doing an alloy tire, you're going to want to clamp it from the outside. Watch my other video if that's what you're dealing with, and show you how to do it. Alright, so we're going to swing that lift arm in on the right and get it into position. Now I'm going to refer to this piece like it's a duck, and it's going to be upside down for you, but if you pretend this is the duck's bill, this is the duck's head, and this is the duck's tail, it makes a little more sense. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Duck's bill, duck's head, duck's tail back there. We're gonna grab the top of this. Don't put your hands here. If you do, they'll get pinched when it goes up. Put your hand up here, push it down. Now you'll notice I'm on the inside of the rim right now. That's not good. We're gonna move it to the outside and then lock it into place. Now, this is where you can also damage the rim. What we need to do is adjust this little knob up here so that my duck's head is not contacting the rim. I'll turn this, and you keep an eye on this. It's going to start moving away now. Now it's resting on my set screw up here. It is not touching my rim down here. That way we don't scratch up our rims. Alright, we are ready to start pulling this tire off of the rim. What we're going to do is grab our little lever down here. And I like to use this end that has a little raised section, a little nubby on it. Kind of grabs the bead of the tire better, I think. Prying on the duck's bill, not the rim. We're going to pry on this so we don't damage our rim. Grab the bead of the tire, and the secret is you got to push down on the left side. We have to get this down into the deep part of the rim to allow this to pop off the rim. Push with your left hand, pry down. And do not let it go. Hang on to that guy. You'll see the bead of the tire is now on top of the duck's head. It's over the duck's head. Using my left foot, I'm going to rotate the turntable. Take the lever out. Finish rotating. The bottom bead's a little trickier. We have to make sure that my bottom bead is in the deep part of the rim up here. So you kind of got to lift it up and push it into that section that's kind of the deepest part to be able to get this other side off. So kind of lift with the left hand, put this all the way down to the bottom of the tire. And I'm lifting with my right hand and lift and pry down. Now you're going to see, you can see the bottom of the lever right there, and the bottom bead is pried up over the duck's head. I'm going to rotate. And now my tire's off the rim. Take the bar, we're going to put it back, and we're going to go ahead and release our swing arm by pulling on the snout. Push that out of the way. If you need to take the rim off the turntable, we're going to step on that middle pedal. Rim's off. We're going to set it back on. Lock it into place by pushing on that middle pedal again. Now, new tires are really sticky. You got to use a lubricant on them so that the bead of the tire can slide over the duck's head and get onto the rim. It also helps with the initial sealing. Two options. Got this one here. Root glide's a technical name. Dead rat's kind of the slang name for it. A lot of shops also use the paste. We use it when we're doing tires for real, but for practice, we're going to use the dead rat. We're going to put it on the bead of the tire. And then also on where the bead of the tire contacts the rim. All right, now we're ready to put our tire back onto the rim. What we're going to do is set it on the rim on an angle. grab our swing arm, bring it into position. Now since we're doing the same rim, our set screw is going to be in the right location. Push it down, lock it into place. Now this will be the part that's tricky to see. We're going to set up that bottom bead so that it goes over the tail but then underneath the duck's head. That's what's going to kind of zip it onto the rim. So over the tail, under the head. And here's what I'm talking about. It's under the head, but then back here, it's going to be over the duck's tail. Step on the left pedal. And same thing for the top. Once again, over the tail, but then underneath the duck's head. Make sure you use your knuckles so you don't get your fingers stuck in here. Stepping on the left pedal again. Now here's the important part. We got to make sure this bead goes down into the deep part of the rim again so we don't tear the tire, and it gives us enough space to get this part onto the rim. So with your knuckles, make sure you push down so that you are in the deep part of the rim down here. You see how there's a gap? That's good. We want the tire down in the center of the rim. Keep pushing with the knuckles. And now it's on. Go ahead and release the swing arm. Push that out of the way. We are now ready to seat our bead. The way we're going to do that is to take this piece. It's got a little lock on it. So you're going to have to squeeze it, push it on the valve stem, and let it go. And that's going to lock it into place. Now there's a pedal down here on the floor, black pedal. Halfway down fills the tire, all the way down is going to blast a bunch of air to try and pop the tire onto the rim. There's little jets down here that spray air up. So what we're going to do is make a loud blast, try and pop the rim onto the tire to get our bead seated. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. All right, and that did what we needed it to do. It's starting to seal on the rim. But we've got this spot right here where it's not quite on yet. So we're going to add some more pressure. Bing. Now it's on. Going to take our valve stem, put it back in. Gently tighten it down. Put our air hose back on. And now we can release the tire from the turntable. Now it's really important, when you go to fill the tire, don't stand over it. There's a lot of videos out there on YouTube of tires blowing off rims because they were mounted incorrectly. What you want to do is hold it about 2 feet down the hose, and then use your foot so that if this tire takes off, it doesn't take you with it. Alright, I want to make sure you can see that gauge up there. If you're doing this for real, you're going to fill it up to whatever the sticker on the door says, generally around 30 psi, plus or minus a little. For my class, I only want you to put 10 psi in there. Only go up to 10. That way if somebody else accidentally forgets to let the air out before they break the bead, they're not getting hurt. So if you're my student, you're only putting 10 psi in there. The rest of the world, go ahead and fill it up to what the door sticker says. All right, guys, we now have our new tire on our rim, properly seated, filled up, and ready to go. Appreciate you guys watching. I always appreciate when you hit the like button at the bottom, and talk to you guys later. Out.